That is why training is so important. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Anomaly. I'm already in the gym. I'm gonna hit some chest and back, and then we'll talk a bit in the car. We're approaching the end of my deload. I have like 2 weeks left. Strength-wise, I lost a bit, but it's obvious because I lost 10 kilo. So I'm still holding quite a good amount of strength, even though I lost quite a lot of size. But in terms of holding my weight, we've held 100 kilo like quite well. So the next bulk is gonna go very good. Usually on the bulk I go up to 3 plates and do 10. But since I want solid form, I'm gonna stay on 2. I'm gonna do 10 to 12 reps for 4 sets, and then we'll go do some pull-ups after. But as you can see, food makes a huge difference. If you're low on carbs and you feel weak, it's normal, it's part of the process. Imagine, I've said this before, it's like you're pulling a slingshot, like you're pulling back a bit, and then once you're ready to go, once the bulk is gonna start, boom, you let go, and your strength, your size, you're gonna skyrocket back to where you were before, and you might even get better, like you might get better and stronger faster, you know, like it's just crazy what a good amount of rest can do. I'm doing quite a lower weight than usual. Like the reps are even slower than before, because I want to get a better stretch and contraction. So I think we're doing like quite well in terms of getting better at training. We're gonna do assisted, not because I'm a bitch, but okay, maybe it's because I am a bitch. Burns. I think when you get back training right, it's the most like irritating feeling after the set. Like when I train legs, it's either because I have good leg genetics, but I don't feel like I feel the burn, but it feels good. Even on my chest, it feels good. Then when I train back, and I'm actually like fully activating my back, it just burns like I never enjoy it, but it also feels good at the same time. The gym is weird, huh? I love any cable fly because it keeps like constant tension. When I do the dumbbells, especially at the bottom, I lose a bit of tension. So that's why you should have some cables in your workout. Smith machine deadlift. It's not that heavy. Usually I don't like doing these because the Smith machines in the other gyms that I go to, it's always at like an angle. But this one, it's it's straight. So they felt quite smooth. I like these now. Before I didn't like them. Make sure you find the gym that has every single machine you need, so you don't fuck around as much. Because I think I just wasted like 3 weeks of back days because I wasn't at the right gym. So yeah, like don't make that mistake. Thank fuck I'm on a deload. Next buck, I'll try to make the most out of it. But yeah, it's a process. It's a constant learning curve. So like don't stress about it. Me, I'm still making mistakes and I'm still learning. So I'm in the same boat as you guys. Okay, so pump. I don't really have much of a pump today. I was mostly working on my form, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna record this because I don't have a tripod. We're gonna check how I'm looking at 100 kilo. I think today's main thing that I want to talk about is slowing down your exercises, because look at me, I'm trying to fix my form on pressing, on pulling, essentially everything that involves training. I'm trying to fix my form on everything because I need to dial in for the next bulk. Once we dial everything in, I'll get even more progress on the next one. That's why you need to focus on training and like actually doing the exercise properly, because a lot of you guys think you're doing it properly when you're not. I am one of them, because I was benching, like in the beginning I was telling you how to bench. I was actually supposed to go a bit wider, so I made a fool of myself. It's still a good press. I was still using my chest, but I needed to go a bit wider because I just have a wider frame in general, and I have this tendency of always going narrow for some fucking reason. On the pull-ups I go narrow, on a deadlift or on a bent over row I go narrow, I go way too narrow. Maybe like the past me, which was a small skinny guy, is still in there, and I need to kick him out, because now like I actually have quite a wide frame, and I would feel a lot more exercises properly if I just shove it in my head that I need to go with a wider grip. I went wider on the pull-ups, I went wider on the bench, and I also went wider on the bent over row. It helped me activate my back a lot more, and bent over row, it's one of the exercises where I really struggled to feel my lats, but now I'm actually getting the hang of it. Again, I say this almost every workout, but again, you see how slow it is. You see how slow it is. Every single workout I feel like I'm getting better, and it's been weeks. So that's why you shouldn't hop on steroids when you don't even know what you're doing. I am still learning how to actually train. So that's why I have a coach. I was messaging him in between the sets just to see if everything's good. My form is a lot better than it was a year ago, or like half a year ago. So we're doing well, like we're actually moving up, which I'm very happy with. And yeah, the main thing that I just wanted to show you guys is slow the movement down, because even though I was bench pressing like the improper way, because I was supposed to go wider, the way I was doing it, I was still hitting chest, but I was getting more front delt and more tricep. I don't need my front delt or my triceps, you know. At that point I needed to go wider so I get more pec. Like that is why training is so important. Such a slow process, such a slow game, because you're not really training every single day, like the same muscles every day. And like let's say I learned something today, like maybe this thing about going wider. Next week I might forget that, you know, because I'm so busy all the time, and like I need to start writing this down. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna have like the small notepad for next week, and the first thing I'm gonna write down: on the bench, go wider; on the pull-ups, go wider as well. I was pulling too high, So like the weights, they were hitting the stack of weights, it was hitting the bottom. That's what you need to avoid, so you keep tension on your back. And I also need to work on the bent over row. I needed to go in like a stiff-legged position, and I needed to pull not upwards, I needed to pull a bit across my legs, if that makes sense. You guys will see my form. I'm gonna show the good form because I recorded like 3 shots, but I'll show you guys in this video specifically if you want to rewind back. It's the form which is the best out of the 3. So my training isn't perfect, but I've built the muscle that I've built because of genetics. You don't have to train perfectly to gain muscle. It's just like if you put in the work and you work hard, you are going to you are going to grow either way, you know. But when you dial these things in, these small details, you will see so much more progress, like you don't even realize until you do it. So I'm not gonna say I wasted a lot of time in my life because I'm only 21. But if I had the proper guidance from the beginning, I would have been a lot bigger by now, you know. So that is something you guys should keep in your mind as well. Stop f***ing around in the gym and please focus on training. Focus on your form, especially if you're a bodybuilder and the weight doesn't matter at all. Focus on feeling the muscle, activating it, so you ensure that you're like actually using it. Because I've spent years training without really activating my back. And then you get to a point where everything is so overdeveloped. Let's say everything grew except my back. My back is gonna be so far gone, like it's so small compared to everything else, that at some point there's no point in even trying to bring it up. Because you f yourself over that way. If you train 4 years with improper form, you're gonna be so imbalanced that it almost doesn't matter. It's like a permanent change. So that's why you need to tackle these things from the beginning. That's why if you're starting out in the gym right now and you're only 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you're still a teenager, fix your form. Stop watching everyone ego lift, and like this is a journey for me as well. I'm still learning. You guys are learning along with me. I'm telling you my mistakes. I'm telling you what I'm doing wrong. So just, I'm not saying follow in my steps, but don't make the same mistake I did of not lifting properly, you know. Because this year, I think, was the best year training-wise for me. It was the best year where I learned so much that everything is starting to make sense now. The gym is more fun, and I just love training. I can't wait for my next back day so I can focus on fixing these little details which will bring up my back so much more. So next time I step on stage, I won't have a pussy back, and I have a big turtle shell back. You know, that's my dream right now. I really want that thick back. But obviously, because of genetics, I have to work a bit harder than others. For example, Sam Sulek, his back is absolutely fucking crazy, but he doesn't really train properly, if that makes sense, you know. His form isn't perfect, but he still gets like way ahead of other people in terms of progress because of his genetics. He just has very good back genetics. I'm the same with my quads. My quads blow up. Even though I wasn't training them properly, they blew up. I think it's called like a mutant gene or something. Like when your muscles mature faster than others, like you have specific muscles where you're just so strong on them, it doesn't really make sense, and everything else just slacks. Like my quads are huge, but my legs, but my glutes and my hamstrings, they're a lot smaller, because my quads, they're just the mutant part of my body. So yeah, I'm blessed with quads. I'm not blessed with back, unfortunately, but I know and I'm certain I will get a big back. So just always have that vision in your head. Keep pushing, keep working hard. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to use code Anomaly if you keep supporting my grind. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye-bye.